Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Young Dad Gaming Reviews, the series where I review, recount and reminisce the games that I grew up on, as well as determine whether my kids will be growing up with the same games, or which one should be avoided for now due to extreme violence, suggestive themes, or because the games just plain suck. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support my channel and help me reach my goal of 1,000 subs. Also, leave a comment down below for games that you'd like to see on the channel. Now on to the review. The backdrop of World War II in video games is nothing new, nor is the concept of sneaking around, trying to take out Nazis, and foil the enemy plans for world domination. But doing it entirely as a sniper, well, that's a bit of a new concept. Probably inspired by the badass character of Barry Pepper in Saving Private Ryan. Released in 2005 on PS2, Xbox, and PC, then later ported to the Wii in 2010, Sniper Elite became the first of a series set in World War II where you play as German-born American Carl Fairburn, a one-man killing machine, as long as you have the distance. Oh! Carl is sent in by the OSS to pull off missions and assassinations due to his ability to blend in with the German freedom fighters and his familiarity with the cities, as he was studying in Berlin at the time of America's entry in the war. Initially, you're mainly tasked with finding injured pilots or soldiers, and getting them to safety before you're sent off to assassinate Martin Bormann. Finally, Carl is tasked with rescuing Dr. Max Lohmann and exfiltrating from Berlin. That's about it. Some missions will have you blow up a fuel station, others will have you prepare traps for convoys that will be by shortly, and the pretty cool thing, the game runs off of real time, so when they tell you have 15 minutes to prepare a trap for 3 convoys, you really only have 15 minutes. There really isn't much about the story I can tell you, as there's really not much of a story. What there is, though, is a lot of gameplay. I'm sure that many of us nowadays are familiar with the Sniper Elite franchise and their epic and gory slow-motion kill cams, their empty lungs to pull off impressive shots from 300 meters away. This game has the slow-motion kill cams, but it's not very gory. You have the empty lung ability, but no cursor to help you figure out your bullet drop and wind resistance. Worst of all, there's no tagging of enemies so you can determine how far away they are, or how much you need to compensate for bullet drops, even though the game will tell you after you've killed an enemy how many meters away they were. Though I say this, the sniping in this game is still fun and satisfying when you can successfully gauge from yourself how far an enemy is, holding your breath to line up that perfect shot, and successfully getting that slow-mo kill cam. It never gets old for as long as you play it. When you have an open playground and you can snipe to your heart's content, this game is fun and satisfying. When you're allowed to be a sniper, the game is great. Note when. A few missions puts Carl inside of a small building or too close to the enemies, and that completely takes away from the game. You do have a silenced pistol and an assault rifle, but the silenced pistol is only effective if you're still in hiding. And all the assault rifles are so inaccurate with its spread, I'd have an easier time getting a bullseye with a piece of cheese than pulling off any accurate shots with them. The enemies, on the other hand, though, seem to never miss no matter how far they are. They are incredibly pinpoint accurate no matter what cover you're standing behind, and they can drain your health away in seconds. I won't lie and say this game didn't make me rage a few times. Sniper Elite definitely is a fun game, and hasn't aged too badly after 17 years, but where it really shows its age is in its enemies. I mentioned earlier about the stealth. No missions require you to use stealth and force a reset if you fail, technically, but getting caught makes the rest of the mission almost impossible. Your silenced pistol is effective, but you need to be at least within spitting distance of your enemies to even hit them. Carl has a camouflage meter that goes in 25% increments, but never had I gotten higher than 75%. And the only time I got it to 75%, I don't even know how I managed that. Even at 50%, it seemed like enemies could still see me from across the map. And as soon as you get discovered once, every enemy knows where you are and will begin flanking you. There is no running away or hiding. Once you're spotted, you're almost spotted for the rest of the mission. And like the other games, there is no masking the sounds of your shots. If you shoot your rifle, you've given away your position. The enemies you face consist solely of machine gunners and snipers, and ironically enough, the snipers are the most inaccurate enemies of the whole game. Multiple times throughout my playthrough, I would get shot at, which is indicated by your compass from which direction. So I would turn to face where I got shot from to find an enemy, and I can't see anything. Then another shot lands right at my feet, yet I still can't see anyone. Only after staring at an empty street for a few minutes and having multiple shots whiz by me, a non-moving target, I finally see a pixel of a head pop out from the top of a roof, as the sniper is somehow shooting at me through the walls. Machine gunners, on the other hand, will camp at a door, and no matter how fast I peek my head out and pull the trigger, they will always get at least one shot off on me. Unlike newer games where you have regenerating health, you don't in Sniper Elite, which I won't complain about as it does give you a good sense of tension throughout the game's 27 missions, as you can scavenge for items and medkits through each one. The 27 missions are broken up into 8 episodes, where in each episode you start over with no gear, but your health is filled back up. While going from mission to mission, you carry over all items and the damage you've taken, which means if you have no health and you're running low on health, you could potentially screw yourself over. For the most part, almost every mission starts you out with a stockpile of gear and a medkit, not to mention you can save anywhere at any time in the game. The game tells you that you only have 5 saves per mission, which is incredibly nail-biting for me during the warehouse mission. The entire stage takes place indoors, so you're already unable to snipe. It's filled with machine gunners, so you can get killed even before you know what happened, and for every objective you complete, they add another one to your list over and over again. I had made it not even halfway when I used up all 5 of my saves. I was terrified but playing as carefully as I could, hoping that the next objective would be the last. It wasn't until I checked again on saving to where the game finally told me that you can save more than 5 times, but it would affect your overall score. The score means absolutely nothing, so save as often as you'd like. The last thing I'd like to mention about the gameplay is the grenades. They suck when you use them yourself, but when enemies use them, just consider yourself dead right away. They never miss, and as soon as it leaves their hand, you never have enough time to run away. So just kiss your ass off Wiedersehen. Sniper Elite is a prime PS2 game, graphics and all. Nothing stands out as impressive, as every area looks exactly the same. Each enemy is almost the exact same model, except for the facial expressions. Sniper Elite has one very interesting gimmick about enemies, and that's each enemy has distinct facial scars or blemishes, as well as a lot of facial expressions. I believe this is due to the fact that you'll constantly be scoring headshots and getting up close in slow-mo. Speaking of, the visuals for the kills are exactly the same. Slow motion bullet, spinning camera, hit enemy, red spot appears on the face, end scene. The music in Sniper Elite does an excellent job to immerse the player into the setting with orchestral scores. If you've seen a World War II movie or game before, you know exactly what kind of score I'm talking about. The voice acting, on the other hand, isn't bad nor good. It's just there.
Stefan? Yeah? Who are you?
A friend of your brother.
Thomas is with you?
He's waiting to meet me. We're headed for the airport. Come on, come with us.
No. I can't leave Berlin. Too many people relying on me here. You go on.
All the English-speaking voice actors kind of forget to emote. As for the Russian and German you hear throughout the game, they all do an excellent job, and again add more immersion to the game. Sniper Elite is a good game, but its era of jank is too noticeable nowadays. It's not impossible to play, but if you do, get ready to expect some mid-2000s bullshit. And if you're a fan of the franchise but have never played the first, no one would bat an eye if you skip this one, as Sniper Elite V2 is the official remake/sequel to the first game. The one good thing about all these World War II era video games is how well they all make their environment and style feel connected. For instance, I wouldn't be surprised if James Patterson from Medal of Honor worked side by side with Carl Fairburn. They should make a collaboration game called Elite Honor. Eh? Overall, I give Sniper Elite 1 a solid 3 out of 5. As it's aged, it doesn't hold up as well as it should, and the era of its creation is way too prevalent and distracting, as well as some sections feeling incredibly unfair. As for games I would let my kids play, There's not much gore going on and no bad language at all. I just think it would be a little difficult for them even on rookie difficulty. But other than the difficulty, I see no issues for kids to be playing this. For nostalgia value, as I'd never played this when it first came out, and I played it for the first time just recently for this video, there was no nostalgia for this game specifically, but it did really make me miss this era of gaming, which was a good sense of nostalgia. A nostalgia that brings me back. Maybe a bit too far. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment down below for games you'd like to see on this channel, or what your thoughts on this game is. Hit that subscribe button to help me reach my goal of 1,000 subs. Also, ring that bell to be notified for future videos. I'll see you on the other side. Bye bye.